Hello world, I'm Rachel and you've tuned in to Rachel's Faith and Vitality. And this is
Sierra Nicole, and if you're watching this on my channel, you've tuned into Sierra Nicole.
exactly. So today we are having a little snack, some Ezekiel cinnamon raisin English muffins.
Mine is just the regular.
Yeah, I've got the coconut manna and this delicious honey, which we will be using in our
face mask. Yes, okay, so this is raw honey. It's actually raw orange blossom honey, and it's really good. And you might be like, what? You're going to use your raw honey in your face mask? Well, yes. We actually have manuka honey, and I would use that, but I'm terrified. I do not use the manuka honey like a lot. I just like use a little bit at a time because they're so expensive. This honey was not cheap, but was cheaper than manuka, so, and we got a big jar of it. But raw honey is actually really, really great if you're gonna make a homemade face mask, because raw honey actually has much more antibacterial properties than just like regular processed honey. And so this face mask in particular is going to be like, I don't know, can you see it? I have a pimple. So this is going to be more for like acne prone skin, or like skin that just needs like some soothing, or like just want to get it real clean. So start off with your honey. I actually really don't have a recipe for this. I kind of just eyeball it, but I'll try to give like a recipe in the description box. So there's the honey. Next, we have some matcha green tea powder. This is a lot in this little bowl. I don't know if I'm going to use this all. I'm going to kind of see, because we're going to mix it together. And then some tea tree, which is also really great for acne skin, but it might not be your favorite smell. So,
not mine. And then, so I decided to, earlier I picked all of this mint because I'm going to be infusing some water with this mint and some lemon. But I like it to sit here because
she likes to smell it.
It smells so wonderful. And it hopefully will overpower the smell of the
tea tree.
Also,
if you really, really don't like tea tree and you still want to do the mask, but you don't want it to have a strong tea tree flavor, or smell, not flavor, but a smell, you can put lavender oil in there too. Just make sure that they're organic. The honey as well, if you can, make sure your honey is organic, and your matcha, you want to be putting like really good ingredients, good quality ingredients on and in your body. All of these things are edible as well, so you want to, have dual purposes.
Okay, so let's get started.
Let's get started. And this is going to make a lot. I wanted to make a lot. I made this the other day. I really don't know everything it's good for. I like to just be kind of like experimental when I'm making my face masks, and I kind of know like if an ingredient is going to work for one thing or another thing. And the reason I'm adding the matcha is, I don't know if it's coming across on camera very good, but I have been really puffy. I have allergies, and we've been self-isolating. We're in the middle of, COVID-19 right now. But I have actually been a little concerned about going out and about because I've been sneezing and puffy and having a red nose, but I'm not sick with respiratory problems. I am allergic to pine trees, and we live in
Sabine National Forest.
the forest.
Lots of pine trees.
Tons of pine trees.
Everything's yellow. Literally, because it's covered in pine tree pollen.
And I have such a hard time every year. This is just the worst season when pine trees first get all that pollen on them, and it's just really full, because if you've never seen a pine tree full of pollen, there's a lot of pollen on each tree. And so I've been very puffy. I've been waking up very puffy. I've been having lots of puffiness. And so if you know anything about puffing or depuffing, caffeine actually works really well for that. And even though matcha does not have tons of caffeine in it, it does have enough to help with the puffing. So this is going to be like a depuffing, acne soothing mask. I think that's probably a good consistency.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
Anyways, if you have like a set ingredient And that's the base ingredient that you want in your mask because you want it to do a certain thing. But you want to like experiment adding other things together. Try it. Be experimental with your mask. Alright, and then I'm going to add a few drops of the tea tree oil. This is going to be... Tea tree can be rather intense if you are not used to it. And so be...
Just opening it up, I can...
Yeah,
it's
so...
overpowering my mitt.
So be careful with the tea tree. Don't put too much in, especially if you've never had it on your face before. For me, I've been doing tea tree for a while. I used to just mix tea tree and honey together, and that worked really, really well for me. Sometimes I would add in a little bit of, well, I won't say. I'll make another mask video and I'll explain all the ways I make my tea tree honey masks. But you're gonna want to smell it and also feel it because tea tree can affect your skin a little bit when you put it on there. It's gonna feel kind of cooling and it's gonna feel like almost like a mint if you put like a peppermint on your face, especially when you wash it off. So when you wash this off, you're going to feel like a cooling sensation, which is really nice with a mask. It does come out in not so pretty color of green, which I've been told. I think it looks fine. It looks natural. It looks, and by the way, my hands are clean and our faces are clean. Alright, because you want to start with a clean face and clean hands if you're going to touch this and make it into like a large portion.
My hands were clean until I started eating this.
My hands are clean still. So I guess I'll put my face mask on first. As you can see, it's pretty thick. And the raw honey is going to do that for you more than just like a regular honey. But there's the color. It's very green. You'll be able to see it probably better when it's on my face.
There's a storm here, you guys.
I like to put it on my face dry. This is personal preference. You might want to dampen your face, but you don't want your face too wet, because if your face is too wet, then it definitely will not stick as good. And this face mask is not going to get dry when you can peel it off either. I don't know. I like to wash my face masks off. I really hate the ones that you have to peel off. They do never peel right on me. I don't know. What do you think? I've tried a few of them. Also, a lot of them are not vegan. A lot of them are made with like gelatin, like when you DIY, or egg whites. And even though I'm not necessarily a vegan, I do like my products not to contain animal bits. It just makes me feel weird putting.
You don't have to label yourself as a vegan to appreciate and prefer vegan products.
Yes, definitely. For sure.
Just like to borrow them.
Honestly, who really wants to put like gelatin? Just if you don't know what gelatin is made out of, I mean, please Google it.
What a wonderful color.
I know, it's very green, but I think the tea tree smells really good. I think it's personal preference, but like I said, you can put lavender in this, and the lavender will overpower the tea tree. And lavender is also very good for soothing, like irritated skin as well. So you'll still get some soothing from the lavender. Also, I mean, I guess you could omit the tea tree if you wanted to, but I like to keep the tea tree in. I think it really does what it's supposed to do. And if you're looking for something to be effective, especially whereas acne is concerned, especially if it's like very like angry acne, if you know what angry acne is, you'll understand. But like if it's angry acne and it's something that feels, or like for instance on my nose over here I have some feelings like it's gonna be a pimple. I told her this morning, I was like, I think I'm gonna get a pimple over here, like right over here. This will help because the tea tree is very also helpful for preventative, and so is the honey. So this works as a preventative mask as well. But if you have angry acne, this is really gonna soothe it. And also if you're puffy. I have been very puffy. Also been using my roller, my facial roller. That thing. Whoever decided that the facial rollers were a good idea. I feel like they must have had some sort of sinus problem because
That little self-massage.
oh yes, wonderful. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna wash our little washcloth out there.
I am curious to know if anyone else is having as much problems with the pollen as I am, because I mean it is pollen season, and I know not everyone is allergic to pine trees, but there are a lot of other allergies that are going on right now. I mean, it's not just pine pollen season. Also, unfortunately, springs are very rainy where we live, and it's very humid here, so I feel like there's also lots of mold spores, which I'm going to have to start dealing with soon. And so, you know, making sure to have something ready whenever I need it, just so I can like depuff. We're using our fingers, but you could also apply this mask with a brush. It's just really sticky, so it's probably easier to do with your fingers. And whenever
I like sticky things.
I know, whenever I put on honey mask, especially like if it's just honey, it makes me think of that Iconoclast episode. I don't know if anybody else watched the Iconoclast, but there was an episode with James Franco and that lady, what is her name? I'm gonna butcher her last name, so I know her first name is like Maria or something. Maybe I'll put a link to it if I can find it. She is a performance artist. She's really interesting. I really like her, but I can never remember her name or say it properly, so it'll just be easier if I write it down. But she took James Franco and he agreed to let her cover portions of his body in honey and gold leaf. And whenever I do a honey mask, I always secretly want to cover myself in gold leaf as well. Because, I mean, as gross as that sounded initially, it actually looked very interesting and beautiful. And I put honey mask on anyways, so why did I think it was so weird? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
He looked like a statue. You know, like those Greek statues, only I don't know. It was
I
very
liked it.
interesting.
I thought
very
it was great.
interesting. If you're interested in seeing that, I'll see if I can find a link to it or something. I'm sure there's probably a link to it,
Mhm.
right? Do you need the mirror again?
Mm-mm.
You good. You're all set. Anyway, it's just wipe up your board, wipe off your... You can do this in the bathtub. That'd probably be easier. Normally I keep my stuff in the bathroom. And I just put it on before I get into the bathtub, and then I wash it off. And there was actually somebody talking about, do you take baths? Do people still take baths? Who has time for a bath or whatever? I do take baths. I like to take Epsom salt baths. Because it's just nice to have an Epsom salt bath. So this would be perfect because you have to be in an Epsom salt bath for 20 minutes. So you just put your Epsom salt on. And this mask, you could leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes, or you could leave it on for longer. It just depends on how you're feeling. But I wouldn't exceed an hour. Definitely not an hour.
I can definitely feel something.
Yeah,
happening.
it feels like it's kind of like minty. Not exactly the same as minty, but there's definitely something about it that is reminiscent of mint. I'll just set this to the side. But it has definitely got a cooling, and not only that, but I do feel the tea, the green tea, you can also feel I guess the caffeine on your face.
Mm-hmm.
And all the little veins and everything. But I actually have a lot of matcha left over, so I probably only used half. So like I said, I don't have an exact recipe, but I will try to figure it out for you guys. And also, if you want more or less of something, or you want to sub something, in the future I will make more mask videos. I have a couple honey masks.
There's also this really great papaya mask.
Oh, the enzyme packs.
And there's also this really great bentonite clay slash apple cider vinegar mask.
That one, be careful with that one. It could hurt. She kind of told you what was on hers. I have the original Ezekiel muffin. I think it's just like the original one. And I put some natural peanut butter. This is dry roasted, unsalted, unsweetened, organic peanut butter that we got from Whole Foods. And I love their grinders there. They're so awesome. But we still have some, and I'm so happy that we still have some because it's been a while since we've been there. But I like their natural peanut butter. It tastes so much better than regular peanut butter. But it is kind of chunky, so if you don't like chunky peanut butter, it might be not for you. And then instead of putting jam on top, I just put fresh blackberries. And it's really good.
So, when you take your mask off, don't forget to moisturize.
Yes. When you take your mask off, don't use hot water, but a little warmer than lukewarm. It'll really help with the honey. If it's too cold, it'll be harder to get the mask off because of the honey. It'll like solidify the honey a little bit because as like with certain things, honey will get a little harder in the presence of like a really cold temperature. So you want to make sure to keep your water on the warmer side. Warmer than your face.
Yes.
You know, gonna melt it off. And then you can kind of gently massage it in. Just like rub really gently. And yes, do remember to moisturize. But your skin should feel nice and smooth and happy. And if you are gonna moisturize, or if you're after you take your mask off, try not to use like a harsh toner or anything like that, because I know a lot of people want to dry their pimples out. If you are watching this because you have like really angry acne or acne prone skin, don't put a lot of drying products on your skin because it'll make your skin very itchy, and it's not really gonna help your acne super good. It'll just kind of wreck your skin because the harsher things you put on your face, the more your face is gonna try to put oil out, especially if you're using like lots of alcohol-based toners and things like that. You're gonna be stripping your skin of its natural oils, and so try to use like an oil cleansing method or something like that, and definitely like try maybe like even an oil moisturizer, which in the future I'll make a video about how we DIY that.
So anyways, this is how we're spending some of our quality time together during isolating ourselves from the world. So like we said, you know, this is a really great mask. It really helps the vitality of our skin. Our little snack that we had with the fresh raw honey, so helpful for the body. It's good to stay hydrated. It's good to just relax and be happy.
Yeah, and remember, if you want to know anything in regards to any of this, just, you know, comment. Post a question.
Yeah, so we'll see you in our next video.
Alright, bye. Hope you enjoy the mask.